Shabbat Shalom, everyone. It's so good to have you here with us at our Shabbat evening service with Temple Akiba of Culver City. I am Rabbi Zach Shapiro, and I'm here co-officiating with incredible colleagues, Cantor Lonnie Freilich and our cantorial intern, Liz Baseman. Tonight, Shabbat, we have an extraordinary journey. We have a very special speaker who will be introducing a little bit later on in the service, who will let us know a little bit more about this brand new federal holiday, Juneteenth, and why it should be important to us. We're also celebrating on this Shabbat with Sarah Bischoff and her family. Sarah's becoming a bat mitzvah. Give it up to Sarah. And you may hear some applause in the background because the Bischoff-Rudick family is with us in the sanctuary, about 1 million of them. So Sarah will be with us on campus tonight as well as tomorrow. We are so very excited to be here together as family. Sarah will be leading many of our prayers as the service continues, but we're going to begin creating family with the singing of Hine Matov, how wonderful it is to be together as a community. Hey, Cantor Lonnie.
Hi, everyone. Shabbat Shalom. So please join with us. As always, we'd love to have you participate in our service, to sing or to sway along with the music. And we begin with Hine Matov, how good it is for us to be together today. Hine Matov u'manayim, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov u'manayim, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov, shevet achim gam yachad. Shevet achim gam yachad, hine matov u'manayim. Shevet achim gam yachad, hine matov u'manayim. Shevet achim gam yachad.
Cantor Lonnie, as you were singing, I heard this beautiful chorus of Sarah's family who were singing here. It just made it so beautiful.
That's so wonderful.
Right? And we can't wait until the next few weeks when we are able to open up in person for services over the summer. So we just can't wait. It's a small taste. We're now, Sarah, going to invite you and your brother Benjamin and your parents, Randy and Scott, to come forward for the lighting of our Shabbat candles.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat.
We're going to invite for everyone in the community who are able to please rise for our Kiddush. And boy, you know, I'm not used to using prayer books. Open up to page, I want to say page 10, but if I'm incorrect.
Oh, Sarah,
Sarah, what page are we on? 5. Excuse me, page 5, everyone. as Sarah continues with our Kiddush.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kishon b'mitzvotav, beratzav banu, b'shabbat kodsho, be'ahava u'ratzon yihilanu, zikaron lema'aseh bereishit, Yehu yom tehillah, lemikraye kodesh, Zeher Litziat Mitzrayim, Kivanu B'Haaretz,
Yotanu
Kidasha, Mikol Ha'amim, B'Shabbat Koshecha, Be'ahava u'ratzon, Yichaltanu, Baruch atah Adonai, Mekadesh HaShabbat.
L'chaim?
L'chaim.
L'chaim. Please be seated, everyone. Sarah, thank you so much. And thank you to the family for ushering in Shabbat so beautifully. We'd now like to invite members of our leadership who are representing our congregation tonight. First, we're going to hear from Linda Park, who is representing our synagogue board of directors. And then we're going to hear from Linda Park representing our sisterhood. And finally, from Herman Barnathan, who is here representing our men's group. Linda, Herman, Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. Thank you, Rabbi. It's so exciting to see a congregation or a minyan in our sanctuary. It's very, very moving for those of us that are on Zoom. It's a Shehechianu moment. But I'm here representing the Temple Akiba Board of Directors, and I have a few quick announcements to make. Number one, most important, we urge you all to renew your membership or join if you're contemplating, if you are not a member. The paperwork has all been mailed out, but if you haven't received it, you should definitely get in touch with our office. If you need assistance in any way in filing paperwork, the office staff will be more than happy to assist you with that. And we look forward to many joyous people becoming part of our community. And then another equally important announcement, as Rabbi mentioned, we are going to be holding services live in the courtyard commencing July 2nd. There are some protocols that will be in effect, so I'm going to go over them very briefly, but I'm going to go over them very distinctly because I don't want anybody to claim that we didn't know. The services are all going to be at 6:30. They are going to be held in the courtyard. Proof of vaccination is required to be admitted for anyone 12 years of age or older. For those people, masks are optional. For anyone under the age of 12, masks are required. The only entrance is through the Sepulveda main gate entrance. So the next bit of good news is we are going to resume having Oneg Shabbats on July 9th. So when you come on July 2nd, if you come on July 2nd, don't look for dessert. But on July 9th, you can look forward to resumption of the traditional Oneg Shabbats hosted by Sisterhood. And that's the end of my official announcements as the representative of the Temple Board. Now it's my honor and my privilege as the representative of Temple Akiba Sisterhood to present, Sarah, if you want to go up to the bima, Rabbi actually has what we're presenting you. It's Sisterhood's honor to present you with your very own Kiddush cup in recognition of this milestone achievement. We sincerely hope that this serves as a memento and that you use it with joy for celebrations for many, many, many years to come. We acknowledge that in the face of many challenges and honor the fact that you have upheld your commitment to achieve this goal. And we also acknowledge and want to honor the commitment of your family for assisting you to reach this very joyous simcha. So mazel tov, and it's my privilege. Yasher koach.
Thank you.
Herman, if you can unmute.
Sarah, I'm Herman Barnathan. I'm the representative from the men's group to the board of directors. And before I make a presentation to you, I want to tell you how happy I am. Not only for your weekend, but because if I'm not mistaken, this is the first time since the synagogue closed that we are privileged to see candle lighting inside the actual synagogue. Am I right, Kanta? It made me so very, very happy.
That's correct, Herman.
As a representative of the men's group, it is my pleasure. Rabbi will give you the actual book. This is a copy of the book. Rabbi will give you the book. I see he already has, as a matter of fact. This is the Tanakh, the Holy Scriptures. It starts with Bereshit. It goes all the way through to Chronicles. It's the Hebrew Bible in English, which makes life easier for most of us. Cherish it, read it, learn from it. Keep it as your family Bible. You'll find places in the Bible where you can put down things that happen, both happy and sad. Unfortunately, they do happen. Sarah, mazel tov to you. Mazel tov to your mother and father and your brother. And Shabbat Shalom to everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sarah. Thank you so much, Herman, and to Linda. We so appreciate your bringing light and goodness and leadership to our community. We're going to now continue with the welcoming of Shabbat Lecha Dodi. We're on page 20 of our prayer books.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone. As we welcome Lecha Dodi, we welcome Shabbat with Lecha Dodi on this very special Shabbat. This melody is almost like an American folk hymn. And I thought that with our new federal holiday becoming part of our American canon, it would be appropriate to share this version with you all tonight. Shamor v'zachor b'dibur echad hishmianu el hameyuchad Adonai echad v'shemo echad l'shemu l'tiferet v'litchila lecha Dodi Likrat kala b'nei Shabbat nekabela lecha Dodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat nekabela likrat Shabbat lechu v'nilcha מתחילה לך דודי לקראת כלה פני שבת נקבלה לך דודי לקראת כלה פני שבת נקבלה התעוררי כי באורך קומי אורי שירה ברי כבוד אדוני עלייך נגלה לך דודי לקראת כלה פני שבת נקבלה לך דודי לקראת כלה פני שבת נקבלה בואי עטרת בעלה גם בשמחה ובצחולה תוך אמוני עם סגולה בואי חלה לך דודי לקראת כלה פני שבת נקבלה לך דודי לקראת כלה פני שבת נקבלה.
Please be seated for those who are standing. Liz, thank you for that great gift. What a beautiful, beautiful new melody, new to me, I should say, of Lecha Dodi. We now invite a new Jewish adult to come forward to sing a very old melody for the Chatzi Kaddish. Sarah, why don't you join us up here? We're on page 26. 26, everyone.
Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei rabba v'amadi brahirte ve'amlich mahute v'hayehon uvyomehon uvhayedecho beit Yisrael bagala ubizman kari ve'imeru
Amen.
yehesh me rabba mevora le'alam lo me'omaya Yitbara v'yishtaba v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yinase v'yithadar v'yithale v'yithalal shmei dekudasha rehu le'elam minku birhata v'shirata tushbechata v'nehemata da'amir and v'ama ve'imeru. Amen.
Wonderful, Sarah. Thank you so much. We now continue with our formal call to worship the Baruch Hu. We ask all who are able to rise once again, and we are on page 28.
Adonai, Hamevora.
Our next prayer, the Shema, is a prayer that reminds us to listen and to remember that God is one. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod, Shem Kevod, Malchuto Leolam, Leolam Vaed.
Please be seated, everyone except for Sarah. Come on forward. Sarah will be continuing now with the Via Havta. We're on page 36.
Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol lavavcha u'v'chol nafshecha u'v'chol me'odecha v'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anohi metzavecha hayom alevavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam v'shivtecha b'veitecha u'vlechtecha v'derech Ushokbeha ukumeha, ukshaktam leot al yadeha, behayula totafot beineneha, uktavtam al mezuzo beteha, uvi shareha, leman tiskeru, beasiatem et kol mitzvotai, behitem kidoshim lelohehem, ani Adonai Elohehem, asher hotzei tietzem me'eretz Mitzrayim, Eliot lahem lelohim, ani Adonai Elohehem.
Beautiful, Sarah.
Tonight, as we celebrate Juneteenth, we remember the emancipation of African American slaves and we celebrate their freedom. Our next prayer, the Michamocha, ties into that concept of the celebration of freedom. As our people crossed the Sea of Reeds, they broke out into song because they knew that they were now free from their own slavery. And so we sing a version of the Michamocha that has 3 different languages. We start off in English, move into Hebrew, and then move into Zulu. We are walking in the light of God. 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 We are walking, we are walking, we are walking in the light of God. We are walking, we are walking, we are walking in the light of God. Michamocha ba'elim Adonai, Michamocha nehtar b'kodesh, Michamocha ba'elim Adonai, Michamocha nehtar b'kodesh, Nora tehilot ol seifele, Nora tehilot ol Hambaku ken yen cuencos. We are walking, we are walking, we are walking in the light of God. We are walking, we are walking, we are walking in the light of God.
Cantor, thank you so much for reintroducing that. We haven't offered that Micha Mocha in a while, and so appropriate on so many levels. We're going to now continue with the central part of our prayer service, the Amidah. It begins for those in the sanctuary on page 46, and we invite Sarah Bischoff to come forward once again, and we invite all who are able to please rise.
Adonai sefa taitita ufiya gita hilateha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu ve'Elohei avotenu ve'imotenu. Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzhak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rahel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor B'Hanra, El Elyon, Gomel Hasadim Tovim, Bekone Hakol, Bezoher Haste Avot V'Imahot, Umevi Gula Livne V'Nehem, Laman Shemo Be'ahava, Melech Ozer Umoshia Umagen. Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Abraham, Be'ezrat Sarah. Atah Gibor Leolam Adonai, Mehaye Hako atah Rav Levoshia. Mehakel Hayim Behesed, Mehaye Hako Baraham Rabi. So Noflim Vero Beholim, Umati Rasuris, Umekayem Emunato, Lishene Yafar, Mihamo Habal Giburot, Umido Melech, Melech Memid, Umehaye, Umatzia Yeshua. B'ne'eman atah l'hayo takol, Baruch atah Adonai, Mehaye ha'akol. Atah kadosh v'shim hakadosh, u'kadoshim b'chol yom v'hallelu ha'selah. Baruch atah Adonai, ha'el ha'kadosh.
Please be seated, folks. Thank you so much, Sarah. That was just extraordinary, and I loved hearing your family chanting with you, creating just so much beautiful music in this holy space. In our Torah portion this week, which is entitled Balak, the wizard or prophet, it's kind of hard to understand what he is, Balaam, is sent to curse the children of Israel. But when he gets there to see the children from the mountaintop, he looked at how beautiful it was, and words of curse could not come out of his mouth, but instead he said, Matovu ohalecha Yaakov mishkenotecha Yisrael. How awesome are your tents, O Jacob, your dwelling places, O Israel. How many of us in our own lives, even reflecting on this past week, have had an encounter or an experience that didn't start positive, but somehow in our journey of life, we were able to discover the blessing that life often has to offer. Sometimes the blessing we don't notice right away, but we have to journey there. And sometimes, even when we get there, we may not be in a great mood, we may have had a bad day. But if we take a deep breath and look deep within, we too can find that one ray of awesomeness that happens each and every day. Matovu ohalecha Yaakov, how wonderful is this experience, O Jacob, this place where we are right now, O Israel. Friends, as we enter our moment of silent prayer, Find that light that burns brightly inside of you, that ray of hope, that ray of sunshine, and know that as you continue on your journey, and as we continue on our journey, that light will get stronger and stronger through your acts of goodness. We pray silently. Cantorial intern Liz, I believe you have some music for us.
Ma tovu ohalecha Yaakov, ohalecha Yaakov, mishkenotecha Yisrael. Ma tovu ohalecha Yaakov, ohalecha Yaakov, mishkenotecha Yisrael. Va'ani tefilati lecha Adonai et ratzon Elohim berov chastecha aneni be'emet yishecha ma tovu ohalecha Yaakov, ohalecha Yaakov, mishkenotecha Yisrael. Ma tovu ohalecha Yaakov, ohalecha Yaakov, mishkenotecha Yisrael.
Liz, thank you for that musical interpretation and gift of Matovu, the words of our Torah portion. There's so many things, Liz, that make you incredible, and I don't think you know that this is happening right now. But it's something that Cantor Lani and I have discussed, because this Shabbat pretty much marks the end of your first of 2 years with us. We're so lucky to have you as our cantorial intern for 2 years. And even though we want to offer you a blessing and say something nice about you, I want to use the opportunity to say something nice about your mentor. Cantor Lani is such an extraordinary light to our congregation. And we, through her leadership, have had students who are studying to be cantors scramble to get a job and a position with Temple Akiba, because they know that when they study with Cantor Lani, they go from being good to being amazing and then to being awesome. And it's because of the expectations Cantor Lani has, and the nurturing and the love and the light. It's because of the music that she shares and the ability that she has, that Cantor Lani has, to trust our interns to experiment here at Temple Akiba and beyond. So yes, we love Cantor Lani, but she recognized in you over a year ago this incredible light And through this first year with us, oh my gosh, you have given and nurtured so much joy, so much enthusiasm in every level of our congregation. Cantor Lonnie may want to say a little bit about those different levels, but just know that it's touched my soul in ways that have made me a better person and a better rabbi.
Liz, we did set expectations for you, and you hit every one of those marks and just kept going and going and going and going. And I did want to share some of the things that you have been involved in this year. I think that out of all of the cantorial interns that we've had, you really have truly immersed yourself in every aspect of the synagogue in a way that has never happened before. And we are so much better for that, and so lucky to have had your wisdom and your guidance shown and shared with us through this experience. So our cantorial intern has been tutoring many of our students through their B'nai Mitzvah process. She has been involved in leading our ECC music elective every week and Shabbats. She has, of course, been involved in our Shabbat services almost on a weekly basis, helping to fully lead them, helping to put them together, especially some of our special Shabbats. She has been involved in Torah study and lunch and learn and coffee with clergy, in our staff meetings, in our master prayer class, and has introduced a new prayer writing component within our master prayer class as well. I could keep going on forever, but that's just a touch of what she's been doing this year. I can't imagine how much you're going to do next year and how much we're going to benefit from everything that you have to share with us. We feel very lucky to have you as our intern, and we feel very lucky to have you continue with us next year. We are so excited to continue to grow with you and see how you're going to shine even more next year. So the rabbi and I wanted to offer a special blessing of completing this first year and moving forward from strength to strength for next year. Yevarechecha Adonai ve'yishmerecha.
May God bless you and keep you.
Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'chunecha.
May God's light shine upon you, Liz, and be gracious unto you.
Yisa Adonai panav elecha ve'asem lecha shalom. Shalom.
May God's light shine through you and upon you and grant you the gift of shalom, of peace. Amen.
Amen.
We love you, Liz. Thank you so much. And Liz, I want you to just take a moment and look at the gallery view of as you receive this blessings, it's as though everyone's faces grew brighter because they have so much joy, reflecting the joy that you've given them. So thank you. Friends, we're going to continue with our prayer for healing. In our blue prayer books, it's on page 253, page 253. It's right in the middle. And our Misha Berach gives us an opportunity to reach deep within so we can reach out to those who could use shalom. Whether it's someone that you know who needs physical or spiritual or emotional healing, perhaps it's you. Please don't be shy to share that name in our chat box, or as my eyes meet yours, to share those names out loud so we can pray together as a community and find healing for those we love.
May the soil source of strength, who bless the ones before us. Help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Mi sheberach imotenu mekor habracha lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shalema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
In the late 1970s, there were two groundbreaking miniseries that came out. One of them, you may recall, was the Holocaust miniseries, which so many of our families sat in front of TV for 4 or 5 consecutive nights to watch and understand, to the best of our abilities, how those horrible years of Nazi Europe unfolded. At around the same time, another groundbreaking miniseries came out, and that was about Alex Haley's family history, Roots. I remember watching both of these miniseries as a family and being moved to tears at the time by both. I recently watched the entire Roots miniseries again, and I was just floored. My jaw dropped at how our country, such a modern country, was so backward and so. And so here we are in the year 2021. We're approaching the 4th of July, the day that we celebrate our freedom as Americans. But we also acknowledge the irony that for almost an entire century, when America began, there were people who were living here who were enslaved. And how could we, in good consciousness, talk about the freedom in our country while there were people in slavery? How awesome it is now that we have a federal day to acknowledge the freedom of slavery. But with that acknowledgement comes the imperative never to forget. I have a very close friend, Mohammed Khan. He is not a stranger to the synagogue. He is a brother, a cousin, a friend from the Muslim community. And he approached me about a week ago, and he said that he has a friend, Moza Majasiri Cooper, who could join us today to speak about the importance of Juneteenth. Moza was born in Zanzibar, Tanzania, and she moved to America in 1982. Fascinated with world history, she positioned herself to learn about Africans in America during the slave trade. She founded an organization called Black Arts Los Angeles, and for these past 12 years, she has coordinated Juneteenth festivals throughout the area. Moza, it is so nice to welcome you, and it's really an honor to welcome you to be with us today, virtually but spiritually here at Temple Akiba, and we welcome you with a Shabbat Shalom.
Thank you so much. How are you doing this afternoon, this evening?
We're great. We're great. Thank you. How are you today?
Wonderful and well. Okay.
Yes,
Go ahead.
no, please go ahead. We invite you to share with us.
Okay. Shall I start with a little bit of history in African American community, plus the African itself, and continuing and merging it into the Juneteenth program?
That would be
Yeah, as we all know that slavery was a thing of the past, but it physically was a thing of the past, but we're still in bondage in some ways, getting inequity, getting inability not to be able to be equal on the same table as others. So a lot of people in Los Angeles, they knew of Juneteenth, but they didn't share it. Even though we know Juneteenth was happened in Texas when Colonel Granger was riding from Maryland, DC, from DC area, from the Washington DC area, throughout the South to check on who is participating in freeing their slaves. When he came upon Galveston to find out that people were still in bondage, they were still being treated as slaves, they were not given their freedom or papers or even an opportunity to fend for themselves. So, and it happened on June 19th. There's so many stories around it, but the one that I know, since I'm not from here, but I'd like to share what what was shared. My friend, who is also my co-founder of Juneteenth, she is a descendant of the person who'd been enslaved on June 19th. So we had we were trying to share this information with a lot of people who really did not believe in it. But when she shared her story, people started to know, people started to understand, and people wanted to know more. So we have an organization called Black Arts Los Angeles that produces Juneteenth Festival in our community in Crenshaw area for the last 12 years. And every year it increases its participation. It increases its widespread. So today I'm happy to share with my brothers and sisters of the on your service today. So please forgive me. At the temple Akiba, Shabbat West. Yes. So please forgive me. I have no, you can ask me a question. Maybe it'll be better for me to answer that way.
well. We'd love to know a little bit about what led you personally to being so passionate about this subject.
Okay. Way back in 1972, I left my country through revolution in 1964. So we moved to United Arab Emirates. At that time, it was known as Trucial States. Then back to from there went to England to school. So we lived there. 72, I went back to Africa for the first 7 years of not being able to go home. So I met a couple of school teachers in Nairobi. So we were buying postcards in a store, and I was buying postcards like, you know, how a stupid 21-year-old person, naked women of the tribes in Africa and so forth. And they said to me, no. You cannot send those out to anywhere. I cannot send this to America, neither can you send them to England. So we started talking, and then they filled me in a lot of areas that I never knew existed. Of course, I knew about slavery, but I didn't know that in America, people were not taught of their heritage. People were not taught of Black history. Many things were American in general, as well as Black. They did not know at the time that Africa was well developed, not to an extent, to a standard of America, but developed. We have roads, we have cars, we have high rise, we have trains, we have boats, we have planes and all that. So when I was talking to them, they were saying this, my eyes and my ears were like, wow, my goodness, what can I do? What can I do? And then they said to me, when we get back to America, since we're teachers, we are going to change the history books. And believe it or not, from that day till today, 72 till now, I see many changes come to fruition. Whether they did it personally or it's done in a community setting, governmental setting, things are happening. They were staying in a hotel called Treetop Hotel, Hilton. The parents were upset. Are you staying in a tree? Those kind of things. So they were like, so they motivated me. They made me feel so passionate about learning and sharing what is not known here. When I came to America, my first experience is I had a friend. She took me to her mother, and she said, "Mom, this is my African girlfriend." And the mother was like, "Don't hang with her. She's so pretty. So you take your boyfriend." And then she said, "What happened to your nose? You don't see your bone in your nose." And I'm like, "No, we don't wear bones." But I said, "You know what? Just as a joke," I said, "Okay, today I rested my nose. That's why I'm out here." But it was funny to see. That was in 1982. People are still thinking that Africans are savages. So from that moment on, I got involved with my community, and I was received with open arms to share my experience and want to know more. And because I'm a foreigner here, I have a lot of people who listen to me more than other people. And that's how I came to. But Juneteenth was one of the subjects that nobody talked about until about 12 years ago. My friend and I were talking and said, what can we do to promote, to make sure that, this becomes known, because only Texans know it, not Californian, not Louisiana, not Alabamians, not Mississippians, nobody. Just Texas people will celebrate this particular holiday. And when you look at it, southern states, they never signed off when President Lincoln gave them, each state has to sign off slavery. They didn't sign. Many states stayed, the governors in those days, they never signed it. Only I found out in 2013, I believe it's Alabama who signed off that the slavery is not allowed in Alabama. But still, but this holiday now, we have a lot of work to do, but this holiday now, people mentality change. People become working with each other to make sure that there's equality and equity in our world.
If I heard you correctly, it wasn't until 2013 that Alabama made this change?
Yeah, 2013, Alabama governor signed off the proclamation that was given to them in 1863.
That's insane. Wow.
To free the slaves.
Oh my gosh. I had no idea. And I'm embarrassed for our country that it took that long for one of our states to make that shift. Moza, you are a treasure trove of information, and the incredible work that you have done to broaden our perspective on our world, so that we can go and effectuate change that will bring our country to a better place. It is extraordinary, and we really salute you for doing that, and for teaching us about it, and for being here with us. And we're going to encourage you, once our formal service is over, if people want to ask you direct questions, that's once we turn our YouTube off, then if you don't mind hanging around, they can do that. Whoop. Are you still there?
As much as I can do.
Ah, wonderful.
Thank you.
Thank you so very much for being with us, and Shabbat Shalom. And we look forward to hearing a little bit more if you want to share with us at the very end.
Absolutely. I'm right here. Thank you.
Thank you again.
Good evening and good service.
Thank you, Moza. So, friends, with these words of inspiration in us, it's appropriate that we come to our next prayer, which is the Aleinu. And the Aleinu is a reminder that we have work to do. It says that on that day, in the future, we will be one. And it's not going to happen automatically. We don't just shut our eyes and let it happen, but we do the good work to enable all nations of the world to have hearts that beat as one. And Cantrolani, what's so cool is that we actually have people who can open the Ark today. So,
yay, that's so exciting.
so we're going to invite Sarah's brother and Sarah's cousin, Benjamin and Alex, right, to come forward. And we'd like the congregation to please rise. We're on page 282.
At the bottom of the page. Aleinu leshabeach ladon hakol, latet gedula leotzer breshit, shelo asanu kagei ha'aratzot, velo samanu kemishpachot ha'adama, shelo sam chelkenu kahem, vegor aleinu kechol hamonam. Vanachnu korim umishtachavim umodim lifnei melech malchei hamlachim hakadosh baruch hu. V'nemar v'haya Adonai lemelech al kol haaretz bayom hahu Yeh Adonai echad, u'shemo echad.
Please be seated for those who are still standing. I'm on page 288. As we prepare for Kaddish Yatom, the mourner's Kaddish, we offer the following reading. When I die, give what's left of me away to children and old men that wait to die. And if you need to cry, cry for your brother walking the street beside you. And when you need me, put your arms around anyone and give them what you need to give me. I want to leave you something better than words or sounds. Look for me in the people I've known or loved. And if you cannot give me away, at least let me live in your eyes and not in your mind. You can love me best by letting hands touch hands and by letting go of children that need to be free. Love doesn't die, people do. So when all that's left of me is love, give me away. We remember now friends and family of our community who have died, who continue to shine upon us from their eternal resting spaces. I don't have anyone on my Kaddish list who is observing who has died within in the last 30 days for whom we are in Shloshim. If there's someone who is here via Zoom who is remembering someone who's died in the past 30 days, please place their names in our chat box. And is anyone here observing Shloshim? We add to their names the yard sites, the anniversaries of the deaths that occur on this Shabbat, including Reba Byrne, Darlene Bilkis, Jacob Bimstein, Jacob Friedman, Hyman Kaltman, Glenn Carroll, Joe Klein, Dorothy Miller, Ida Minkoff, Gerald Moskowitz, Bertha Aller, Charlotte Paperny, Hy Payson, Eve Soloff, Jacob Spiro, Julia Zolkind. Again, they all have plaques in our Sue and Jerry Erfrig Memorial Room. We add to their names additional yard sites. And again, if you are remembering someone whose yard site occurs now, please share those names in our chat box. Jack Altfest, Julia Berman, Bess Bernstein, Sadie Coopersmith, Esther Dubin, Ida Feingold, my father-in-law, Levi Galperin, Barney Gordon, Helga Horn, Alan Horowitz, Sylvan Cluens, Frank Lewin, Bert Mann, Jack Olberger, Morris Perlman, Theodore Perlman, Mildred Roth, my grandfather, Philip Rutberg, Gertrude Rothholz, Daniel Scheinman, Norma Scher, Saul Siegel, Harry Silverman, Harrison Bites. Is there anyone in the community who's observing the yard site? May their memories guide us toward goodness. We ask for all who are able to rise. We're on page 294 in the congregation, and Carol will share a screen share for those at home. Yitgadal, v'yitkadash, Shemei Rabbah, v'yamad yivrach rotei v'yamlich malchutei, v'chayechon u'v'yomechon, u'v'chayei t'chol beit Yisrael, bagalau v'yizman kariv v'imru amen. Yehi Shmei Rabbah mevarach leolam u'amei omaya, yiparach v'yishtabach, v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, V'yitadar, v'yitaleh, v'yitalal, Shemei D'Kedusha, Rechu. Le'elam min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, damiran b'alma v'imru amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chayim, aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Useh shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. May the one who causes peace to be known in the high heavens help us understand that by reaching out to one another, we create peace on earth as well. For all Israel and for all humanity, we say, Amen. Please be seated, everyone. And Cantor Lani, I think you have a very special closing song for us tonight.
So our cantorial intern Liz actually has a special song, and I am doing the motzi for this evening.
Wonderful. Cantorial intern Liz.
So, with everything we've heard and experienced tonight, the song "We Will Be Free" came to my mind as a journey that we can continue to take together. This road we're on is a rocky road. Try to climb so high, brings you down so low. But there's a reason we carry on when we're together. We are as one. We will be free when the sing. We will be free when the sun is high. We will be free when the night is falling. We will be free. together, we will be free. Yes, we will be free. And if there's darkness deep inside you that's holding on so strong, there's a light that's always shining. It's been shining for so long. We will be free when there is justice. We will be free when there is hope. We will be free when we join together. We will be free. Yes, we will be free when there's no hunger. We will be free when there is no pain. We will be free when we love each other. We will be free. Yes, we will be free. We will be free.
Thank you so much to our incredible cantorial intern. Thank you to our incredible cantor, Lonnie Freilich, our leaders who were here with the service, to the Bischoff Rudick family. You must be so proud. And we can't wait, Sarah, to celebrate with you tomorrow as you ascend to become a bat mitzvah. We've been waiting a long time for this. And her bat mitzvah was supposed to be last October. Yeah, wow. So we're looking forward to that. And to Carol Diamond, of course, our Zoom master. Carol, we don't know what we would do without you, because you, with such ease and grace and goodness, do all this behind the scenes work, and we're very, very grateful. Cantor, Motzi.
Moti. So we have our chocolate challah today, and we ask for everyone to reach out your hands, as it is our custom at Temple Akiba, to pretend that we are touching the challah. And in a couple of weeks, we will actually have a real oneg. Once again, we're so excited to get back into our sanctuary. How lovely it was to have a small but mighty congregation in there this evening. Please join together. Hamotzi lechem min haaretz. We give thanks to God for bread. Our voices join in happy chorus as our prayer is humbly said. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz b'tei avon. Shabbat shalom, everyone.
Shabbat shalom.